How are you doing today, gentlemen?
Good. GOOD.
Are you excited for our next single?
I am number two.
Yeah,
Tell us
last
about
one
it,
went very
Brady.
well.
Yeah, let's
Uh,
start there. Yeah, let's start with Brady talking about what's coming up, and then we'll
our
talk about Ghost in the Radio.
number two single dropping on Friday. Better in the summer. Looking forward to it, gentlemen. I play some guitar
Yeah.
on it. Johnny plays some drums and programs samples, and Josh is singing, also playing bass and
No, you played
guitar.
bass on this one.
I think
You
we
played
split
bass
it
on this
up.
one.
I think I think it's half and half.
Really?
Bass is on the track, along with guitar, and I am looking forward to this one. This one should be pretty fun. We've had this track for many years, and it's cool. That's coming out in the summer, aptly titled. It's better in the summer.
What is the song about, Brady?
This song is a poetic take on intercourse, and that's basically what it's about.
How do you feel? Do you feel awkward or anything about co-writing songs about intercourse?
I feel things. Awkward is not one of them. Um, I think that, people have been having intercourse since time immemorial. And
Because
if
yeah,
you are ashamed or feel uncomfortable about it, I think that is due to some of your upbringing and possibly religion. Um, so,
Going there.
I was speaking going I was speaking more towards singing someone else's lyrics about intercourse. Like when you write lyrics and then I sing them and you wrote about something personal.
oh no, this is no
Does
different
it feel
than
weird? It doesn't feel weird having me sing lyrics you wrote?
no, because that's when I write it and sing it, that's my interpretation of the tune. And then when you are singing lyrics that I wrote, you are expressing it through your, internalization of the world. So like you're voicing it in your whole different way. So I have nothing to do with how you interpret, expression.
Gotcha. Yeah, I made a few tweaks, not many. I think I made a few tweaks because whenever I get someone else's lyrics for like a song, I have to at least change a couple words just to fit like syllables and like change possibly how it feels a little bit, right? Because it doesn't always flow exactly the same, even if I try to sing it like maybe the same way you would. But yeah, the song goes back a little bit. At one point, it was called Summer Stoned, and then we reproduced it. I think once or twice. I think twice. It went
Yeah.
around the horn. It went around the
Yeah.
horn. So it's coming out this Friday. So please pre-save if you haven't already. Check out the pre-save option on our Instagram. I think it's on our website too, right?
Yeah, absolutely on our website. I think it was. Sorry, I'm making a cup of tea. Um, I think the process of writing the tune was one of the more fun and fruitful, songwriting sessions we had. Um, I thought that was cool. What we did, and this was a number of years ago, is I went over to Josh's house, and Josh, you had the idea of we both came up with like a list of 10 names on a sheet of paper of potential song names, and then we cut them all up, and then we put them in a hat, and then we both picked a song name, and then you and I went in different rooms at your loft, and
Yeah.
then we took like whatever it was, like a 20 minutes or whatever,
We
we
set a
set a
timer.
timer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we both produced a track with like a section of an A B with the song title. And then
Hmm.
after 20 minutes, we flipped and then we sang on each other's songs.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the songwriting session that day, we had however many tunes it was, and Summer Stone, Better in the Summer was one of them. And then we
Really?
came back and we rewrote it a number of times.
John, you weren't there.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about that.
Yeah.
I was living next
So
door to you at the time.
That was the same apartment where I had Jamie Candeloro stay at my house, and then I remember it well because he used my bath. He requested to use my bathtub, which was, slightly an odd request, but I mean, it was totally cool. But that takes a lot of trust, because bathtub could be rather dirty. Not everybody cleans their tub. You
Well, you
know,
can give it a quick, rub down before
I
you
know,
take a
but
bath.
get that soap scum on there. You're just sitting in it. You're just looking at everything.
I'm a
checking
big
out.
bath guy.
Are you? You've
I
been
It's
am.
very European of you.
Thank you.
It wastes a lot of water, John.
Does it waste any more than a shower?
I think the consensus is it
Yeah, is it?
does.
Depends
Yeah.
on the length
Yeah.
of the shower.
Well, Brady showers maybe not. I remember Brady showering on tour. It was extra long.
I have a lot of hair.
Got a lot of hair.
I have a lot more stuff to rub down, get clean.
It's the only alone time you get when you're on the road too.
That's true. I'm kind of a efficiency showerer. I like to get in, get out. I don't like to. I
I
don't
like
like to
to
be.
be in the moment. It's
I
like,
think, yeah.
water.
I think it's a skin issue for me. Since I'm a ginger, I get a little chafed if I'm staying there too long.
You
You
got
know.
more skin than me. You're taller.
Oh, true.
It's the biggest organ. Skin.
Are you using soap these days, Brady? Are you a no soap guy? I know a lot of people
No.
are like anti shampoo now. A couple people I know, I won't name any names, but
Oh
there's
no, I'll do 1 day a week. This is 1 day a week shampoo, the good stuff. And then the other 6, Dr. Bronner's. That's it.
Ditto.
you're
Yeah.
a Bronner's guy.
I
Bronner
am.
all over, head to toe. Do you
Yeah,
brush
and
your
what I do, here's my trick with the Bronner's, and I suggest it for people. I have 2 different flavors, smells. They look like flavors though.
well, there are
I
flavors if you
have
use
the
them as toothpaste?
Yeah, I have the the purple one, which is lavender, okay,
Hmm.
and then I have the orange one, which is
That's good.
citrus.
I like that.
And then if I take a shower and it's bright out, so a lot of times it's bright here, but so in the day and then I use citrus. And then if it's cloudy or at night, I use lavender. And
Uh,
so I'm a little bit more in tune with the cycles of the planet that way.
it's your feng shui and your
Circadian,
soap choice.
my, circ- my circadian smells.
How about you, Johnny? Are you using soap these days?
Yeah, I'm a peppermint Bronner's guy, which
Yeah. Uh,
will make you feel tingly in certain parts of your body. If you didn't know that.
I did know that.
Yeah.
Oh, we can't access your video. Uh-oh.
I think
My
that's the
video?
peppermint doing that.
You peppered
Yeah,
me,
Mink,
peppered me
you
out.
you froze.
Yeah, you're frozen, man.
Uh-oh. We're having some issues today. Device
We
is
had some
struggling to
maybe
record.
Mercury's in retrograde. That happens.
Is that what's going on?
They say
It's a
they say
pretty
it's an
pleasant
issue.
picture though, so that's all right.
Yeah, it could be worse.
Yeah, could be like the Kisser Live at Audio Tree thumbnail, if you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
Why is this? I'm gonna put something else up here on the screen. I want to shift gears for a second and get a reaction from John.
Oh no.
Okay, you're gonna recognize this, and hopefully I can try to get some.
Oh,
What a crew. Oh,
I think we lost the Mink Man, but it's still live.
I mean, that photo makes me want to exit as well.
John, why do you look so uncomfortable in that photo?
Well, we were on
Hey,
the.
wait! I want to be in on this.
You were there. You were in on it.
I know. I want to hear the reaction 2025. Though, what is going on with my camera? You still can't see me. I'm assuming.
No, it's a big black square.
All right. You guys talk about the picture without me.
John?
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm here.
well, why were you so uncomfortable on that picture? What were we doing?
I don't even know where to begin with telling you why
Yeah,
I was
tell
so
me,
uncomfortable.
tell me your tell me, bring us. Where were we, and why? Why were we doing that, and where were you
Well,
in the process?
I'll tell you, I had just joined Soul Tree cover band
Uh-huh.
and was thrown into my first ever band photo shoot, formal band photo shoot, which, for those who don't know me, I'm not a big photo guy in general, especially a band photo guy.
Uh-huh.
So that was already a little uncomfortable. But then, yeah, we went to the top, the roof of a building. I don't know which building we were in, but it was plenty high up, and I don't do so well with being high up. And we sat right
Why?
on the ledge. And then they're like, "Look like you're in a cool rock band," and I
Is that what
was
she
just
said?
sweating and not feeling it. And I barely knew you guys at the time.
We didn't know each other very well.
Yeah.
Hey, there you go, Mink. You got it, dude.
The heck?
Did you hear all that?
No, not at all. But I think I can probably infer what
You
you
can
said.
rewatch
I'm
the
just gonna
replay.
put this back up here again.
Oh, there you are.
Yeah.
What a handsome.
This, I guess, John was just
people.
saying that the photographer said, "Look like you're in a cool rock band," and this is what he. I did the Zoolander look.
Brady's got the blue steel.
Look
And
at how
the-
far
and the
away I
Jim
am
Morrison.
from you.
Jim Morrison. Yeah, John is noticeably further away. There's a nice little bit of personal space coming on here.
You're all comfortably on the ledge, and I'm like trying to scoot off of it because I did
Look
not
at
want
that
to be
young
up there.
lad. You look
John,
like you're
you-
probably shaving only once every, 2 or 3 days there, probably.
I mean, I can't believe I was that clean shaven. I don't recall that period of my life.
I think shortly after this, you grew your hair out, didn't you, or was it right before?
I
Didn't you
mean,
do kind of like a cheetah thing?
I grow it until I get the fro coming in, and then I take it down a notch.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Ooh.
Let's get Josh's
Abandon-
passwords here.
Abort. Well, that was my surprise for the day. I thought that would be a nice
That's a
little
good
blast
one.
from the past.
Thank you.
I get a little happy feeling inside when I know John was uncomfortable looking at that picture. Something
Well,
about it makes me smile.
I also recall that for some reason we had that picture on the refrigerator of my house that I was living in at the time. And Natalie came over. She was not yet my wife or girlfriend, and saw
You're
the
not
picture and
courting?
could not get enough of it, and like proceeded to draw a top hat on me and just have her way with it.
That's excellent.
She was your wife. You just didn't know it yet. It was all It was written.
It was written.
It was
yeah.
written
Destiny.
in the in Destiny, and the what are those things called? The Akashic records.
Brady,
I'm talking about.
you've been watching a lot of YouTube, or what's going on with you? You got a
Oh,
lot of
no.
mystic shit going on here today.
No YouTube. It's I gather little things out of books, and then when I talk to people, they all mix up, and then they get spewed out.
Yeah, like those books I gave to you, those Drunvalo Melchizedek. Those are
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah, those. And what's funny about those books? I forget the title of them. The Secret Flower.
The Flower of Life, or something.
Yeah, the
Secret of the Flower of Life, something like that.
And it goes through Egyptian folklore, right? And all this stuff about Egypt and like energy flow of how this guy was channeling Thoth,
Loth.
the character. And then I watched Ghostbusters, the brand new one, a couple nights ago. And a lot of that stuff is in Ghostbusters. They have this Egyptian, bad guy with horns, and it's, so it all kind of pops up in art.
Have you been following the recent discoveries around the Egyptian pyramids?
Oh, no.
You
I didn't know
haven't-
There was some new
you're-
ones.
Well, it's contentious, of course, but John, you're not aware of this? Am I the only one?
Fill me in.
Yeah. Who's been
can
watching YouTube? Who's been
Well,
on
I'm
YouTube?
a YouTube
We know you're
addict.
the YouTube watcher of the group.
I'm big into YouTube. Well, apparently they've been using this like sonar, lidar, radar thing, and they found these structures under the pyramids that are
Oh,
supposedly
yeah.
like way deeper than anything should be. I'm no expert, but I thought this was a pretty cool
Oh, yeah.
image.
I've seen that picture.
Yeah. So apparently there might be something like this, but
Wouldn't that be something if that was real?
Damn.
yeah, I mean, Dr. Zahi Hawass, are you familiar with him? He's the one that's on like every Egypt documentary. He was on Joe Rogan.
Is
And it
that the guy
was
with the hair, Ancient Aliens?
no, 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 no. No,
No.
this guy is like way old school. Check it out if you haven't. It's hilarious. He's obviously a gatekeeper of the Egyptian knowledge and claims he discovered everything. And he has a book and check it out. It's pretty funny. But he denies this. But I thought it was worth bringing up because I thought it was kind of cool. But yeah, wouldn't that be wild?
Wouldn't that be wild if they have the same pictures of the Easter Island heads,
Yeah,
where they think they're not just heads, they got the whole body in there.
yeah, yeah. I've seen that
Man,
too.
yeah, that's
The
cool.
world's a strange place. Um, Wanted to shift gears because we only have a little bit of time today. But I wanted to thank everybody for Ghost in the Radio, listening to
Yeah.
that. It's been really fun to watch it get over 20,000 plays in a month here. So it felt really good to be embraced by the Step Rockets fandom that's still out there. And I wanted to share with you guys. I ran into someone from the scene last night. Went on a date with Kim, and we went to Kaluna. If you haven't been there, it's in South Minneapolis. It's a Laotian, I think, restaurant or Malaysian. It reminded
Laoshan.
it reminded me of White Lotus season 3. Once again, that's going to come back up in this
Uh,
episode too. Um, but I ran into Carrie from Bad Bad Hats, if you remember them.
ah, that's cool.
Um, yeah, and she's still doing her thing, of course. So shout out to Bad Bad Hats.
Yeah,
Um,
she heard. I just saw her. They just did like a tour.
yeah, they did Europe last year, and then they've been
Yeah,
doing these like living room tours through
yeah.
a company called Undertow, which I checked out. Looks really cool. Should give it a peep. But yeah, she was thinking of us because they had just shot a music video at the Room of Mirrors at the Mall of America, and I think they walked by Sea Life and had a little bit of nostalgia there. And then she asked me, like, are you guys still playing music or working on music? And I said, yeah, we're on the deluxe edition. We're in the deluxe edition phase of our career. And she's like, yeah, we got the 10-year anniversary coming up of their record as well. And that also brought up Ian, if you remember Ian, from that Magic the Gathering, like
Yeah,
screen printing shop. And then Alex, the guy who did the Kisser video. So
the
it was really cool.
Meadery.
What was it called?
That was his shop
The
name, wasn't
meat,
it? The
the meat.
Meadery.
Very well could have been. I was just happy I remembered his name, and like the name of the guy who did the music video, and her
We
her
had
name. It says been so long.
we had like just started working with Ian, when Kisser was like blowing up, and we had a meeting with him at his shop, it was all professional. And then we like a week or two later, Julie and I had convinced John to come to the Renaissance Festival with us, and we were like, dude, dress up, go, to the nines, man. And John did. He got tights, and he was like all
I
like,
had a picture of that.
all
I think you
tighted
could
up,
find
and he's
one.
got a whole costume on. And then who do we run into is Ian, not dressed up, total
I
business wear. And
that,
John is so embarrassed. He's got all his tights on.
that
That was
I
great.
recall Ian had a sword that was like
He had just bought a sword that was
huge.
like huge sword. That's right.
we went there last year with the girls. It was even better with kids.
Oh, did you see what was like the best part when you were there with
Well,
the
we went
girls?
there on the Mermaid Week, so that was a
Cool.
big hit with the
Mm.
girls, where we actually got to interact with some merfolk, if you will.
Cool.
There was a little bit of a tour through the merfolk aquarium or whatever you want to call it. But but yeah, I mean it's still the same. They haven't really done a
Yeah.
whole lot with it, which I'm sure some people enjoy, but some of the stuff's getting a little old. It's probably time to redo a few roofs. You
Some of
know,
it burned down this
Ye-
past.
I get those after parties get a little wild. I hear.
Yeah. It's, you remember Bad Bad Hats? We had that gig with them at 331, and we had just learned or just recorded Kisser. I remember that. And then, yeah, that's one of my stronger memories because that was cool.
I do remember that because Kim also recalled that Uvia opened for Bad Bad Hats,
Oh,
so we were all on a bill together.
that's
Um,
cool.
so that
Yeah.
was kind of interesting, little, and it's just nice to be around, out and about. Being a dad in the burbs, it's nice to be back in the city and recognize some people, and
Yeah.
socialize a little bit. And John, tell me about how you feel about drumming at the 331 Club and the whole setup situation.
Tough load in.
Especially when you have three bands that don't just share a drum kit.
Yeah, yeah, you gotta share a kit there.
Pro tip.
Yeah, you're storing your drums in the bathroom hallway, which is not ideal. And it's a pretty small stage in general,
Yeah.
which is also fun to play on, compared to when you're far away from me and I feel all alone. It's good to feel nice and tight.
Speaking of nice and tight, looks like Brady's got some jorts on today. Are you rocking the jorts, Brady?
What are jorts? Shorts?
What?
Shorts, jogger
Brady!
shorts.
Ah, yeah, look at that
Oh,
thigh.
jean shorts. Yeah, I am actually.
Let's see him. Let's see
I
him.
even hang on. They're
Your
kind of
pockets.
cuts.
That's how you
My-
like it, though.
No. I put it in. I bought these. I bought them as. They're like-
Oh, see,
Yeah.
Damn, Brady.
You know why I
That's-
bought these? Hey, you know why I bought these?
because they're
Uh,
ribbed.
No. I saw Kobe had a pair of black ones.
Kobe Bryant.
No. Kobe, your bro.
Oh yeah,
I was with him.
Broby.
And I was like, man, I can't wear shorts, but it's so hot here, so I needed some shorts. And then I saw these at Nordstrom's Rack, and I picked them up.
Big fan of Nordstrom. I'm also a big fan of jorts, but I haven't bought. I just trim my old jeans. It's more of a utilitarian thing for me.
No, these are the only ones I've ever bought. I've made a couple.
Those are your
When I
fancy
blow out
ones.
the knees, I do. I blow out. I buy jeans, and then I'm wrapping cables at my gigs all the times. I blow out the knees.
The cables are you're rubbing the cables.
No. I have
What?
to go down and set up my pedal board at all the gigs, and there's knee wear. I have to go on my knees. I'm not.
You get on your
squatting.
knees to do that? Oh my god.
Yeah, dude. Put your pedal board. What do you just bend over
Yeah, do a little
and keep
stretchment.
flat-footed?
Yeah, flat foot
And you're tall.
stretch.
No, I go down. I go down and get in there and on my knees, plug in cables. Yeah.
John, you haven't chimed in about your feelings on
Well, I
jorts.
do a fair amount of cable wrapping as well, and I'm trying to think about how I do it. Bending at the knee is I believe, correct play for your body, but my knees
you're
are pretty
squatting
shot, so
down to
I'm
go grab
probably
the
with you. I do a
cables?
full hip bend.
Yeah, probably go into a squat, sumo squat, before I do a knee drop.
Yeah.
You're still
Yeah, I'll try that. I'll try
you're
that
evading the
next week.
question though about your feelings around jorts.
Oh, not for me.
John doesn't
What
like
kind of
jorts.
shorts do you wear?
Currently wearing an athletic short.
Oh.
You know, one thing that John wears that I've never worn are Birkenstocks.
Oh.
I've never. You guys are Birkenstock folk. never.
Not
never-
anymore.
Why
Sorry,
not?
I didn't mean to cut you off. I didn't mean
No,
to cut you
I
off,
want
dude.
to. I want to know why why you're not rocking the Birkies now.
I switched over to that Hawaiian brand.
Oh yeah,
the
expensive
Hoka.
ones
Yeah, I bought a pair
the-
of expensive
with Maui's
thongs.
hook.
Yeah, with Maui's
I
hook
got a
on
pair of
there.
slippers from them.
Oh yeah, they're nice shoes.
Expensive.
Yeah, they're spendy. I'm worth it. So are
You
you.
are. Take care. You take care of
No,
yourself.
I stopped wearing Berkeys because they'd get wet and that cork would get all funky. How do you deal with
Yeah,
that, John?
you can't get them wet. I mean, I took a pretty long break because Holly dog always ate them. They were her preferred shoe to nibble on.
How's
But
Holly
now
Dog doing?
I got them
Yeah,
back,
how
and
is Holly Dog
Holly
doing?
dog's on her last leg or two.
Oh
How
yeah,
old is
Not
she?
literally, but
yeah.
you know,
She
she's
must
had a
be
good
8.
life. Say it again.
She must be 8 years old.
10.
She's 10 already. Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
got her. You got Holly before we got April. April's 8, and she's gonna be 9. She's also struggling. She's an old lady.
Holly has tumors galore.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
that will happen.
Yeah,
I think
especially with the
golden retrievers are susceptible to that. My dog has a strange growth on her tail that looks like a little worm or like a little stick or like a little twig betwixt the hair on the tail, so it just like pops out, and it's called a cuticle horn or something like that. Essentially, it's just like a thumbnail or a fingernail or something, and it's just like it doesn't hurt, but it's rather disturbing, you know. It doesn't. It looks kind of gnarly. So,
is she still like got a lot of energy?
who, Holly or April?
April.
She's calmed down, except for around
Good.
other dogs. Of course, she's still fairly anxious. Yeah,
Yeah.
and she's, she's got trauma. She's got some internalized, some trauma that never got resolved, even after 3 obedience classes and lots of love. It's just how it goes sometimes. But we just decided she's a human. After our dog fight with Holly, that was after the Go 96 show. That was the end of that.
That was the end of Holly getting to interact with any other dog.
Yeah, same with April. We had a little Adelbridge chat here going on. Zahi's a prominent Egyptologist, very well respected. Yeah, okay. Well, interesting. Yeah, I think that's a matter of opinion, but we'll leave it at that. Let's talk
That's
about
like your opinion, man.
yeah. Uh, yeah. So, you guys got anything coming up? How's the studio going, John?
That's a great question.
What's
It
going
is
on with it?
moving along. There are periods where nothing happens, and then periods where a lot happens. And right now we're in a period of not much happening, but
Where are we at right now? Are we is it ready for prime time? Is it ready?
No.
BBS.
there we're awaiting drywalling.
Oh,
Still
so
just down to the studs right now.
you still plan on staying there, Brady?
If it's available, I'm going to try to squat in John's studio.
Gonna do a little
Um,
drywall in there?
do a little dry. I gotta earn my keep. I'm gonna wrap some cables flat-footed, and
Just bend right at the waist, just all the way. We had a chat here, maybe Jet. Do you guys still live in Minnesota? Uh, Two of us do. I am in the South Metro, and
I'm in Northeast Minneapolis.
and Brady.
I am in Arizona, Southwest. I live technically in the Phoenix Glendale area.
Yeah, but Brady's going to be back in town. You can catch him at Astor Cafe coming up in July. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm playing there July 19th. Are you playing there this weekend?
I am playing there on Saturday. So
Yeah.
anybody in the Minneapolis, Minnesota area, come on out. I'm playing with Collapsing Stars. I think we mentioned that last time, but bears repeating. Yeah, I'll be there on Saturday evening. It will be a great time. I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to playing a good 45, 50 minutes of original tunes.
I wish I could be there to see that show. I'd love to hear all your tunes.
I wish you
It's so
could
good.
too. It's
Yeah.
it's always a challenge getting people out to shows, on a even on a weekend these days, especially in the summertime. People are super busy, and but it will be a good night. I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, I wish we could do a little jam, but maybe we'll have to save that for another time. Maybe next time. Maybe once John gets his studio, we could just do it for us.
Bridge Sauce and at the Brass Rail, Indiana,
Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Fort
I don't know
Wayne.
if I recall that one.
I
I do
do.
not recall the Brass Rail. Can you?
I can
Do you
picture
have a
it.
couple images that you can
Maybe.
conjure for us?
Maybe. I remember it well. Uh, there weren't a lot of people there, but it was a
Last
good
time.
show. It was one of those middle of America shows, Middle Earth shows. Oh yeah, here we go.
You found one?
I found one. I don't know if this is gonna, jog your memory, but does that help?
Mm,
No.
Yeah.
Oh, is this the
Yeah,
place that we?
they kind of all
Was
blend
this the
together.
place after the gig we stayed in that red room that was a
no, I know what one
part
you're
of the
talking about.
gig, and
That's not the right
they're
one.
like, you get a free room, and we went in there, and it was
This one.
just full of cigarette ash.
No. Brass Rail, Fort Wayne.
There we go. Hey, this one's ringing a bell.
Yeah. They all kind of blend together after a while.
They do.
There, that's the one I remember. Oh,
Click on that one. Let's blow that one up there, Jamie.
this is from the stage. Yeah, good times. I do miss being in the band van. I miss chopping it up with you guys. So it's been fun
We
talking.
listened to so much music, is what I was just kind of recalling yesterday. I remember we'd have these hours where we'd just go on like, somebody would pick some music, and you'd listen to an artist or a record you weren't familiar with and some other band member was, and then you'd get like 2-3 hours of that artist. I miss that. That was always cool.
Yeah, no matter what we listen to, after 10 hours, it all starts to sound the same. Did you find that?
I never did.
Yeah,
I
I
would just
didn't
start,
either.
everything would just start sounding like the same to me after those long stretches in the vehicle. Um, yeah, and the sound system in the Ford was not great. It would get
uh,
real shrill.
I remember laying in the back, and there was like 3 days where the van would shake a little, because the tires were going. And
Oh yeah.
then we just lay in the van, and then you'd get out, and you'd just be like all shooken up. You've been shaking for like 8 hours.
It never shimmied as bad as when we were going across Lake Pontchartrain on our way to Mississippi.
Ugh.
I think Tony was driving, and then we had to stop at a Walmart in Mississippi to get a new tire because
Oh
it.
yeah.
I remember he kept saying we rubbed her bald.
We rubbed her bald there.
It was just
That was dangerous.
slick, pure, just slick rubber on one side, and then
Oh
like
my
just a little
goodness.
bit of tread. It wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't. The alignment wasn't great, but yeah.
Did you guys, I talked to people about this, we did a lot of traveling, and we had to go through um, Nebraska many times, Did you guys like dislike going through Nebraska, or did you enjoy going through Nebraska? John?
I mean, I didn't
Do you
not
remember
like
you
it,
were
but
asleep?
I was
John
usually
was
in
in
the
the
back.
back, the very back, having some personal time.
Yeah, it's hard to find that on the road.
Probably looking at his Kindle. No, I have to give props to Nebraska since my wife is from there, but not my favorite drive. No, I do not enjoy the Midwest in general. I mean, even like parts of Minnesota are super boring. Iowa. I mean, I love the Midwest, but driving through it for 12 hours is a bit daunting. Like I always was super happy when we get out to Colorado because you know, as soon as you get to Colorado, you got a couple hours before you start actually hitting some topography that's interesting. And one of the most beautiful drives was heading out west through Colorado, um, down to Phoenix. I think we went through the Rockies there, and that was, I remember just, it was super scenic, and there was like trains going by in the mountains, and it was gorgeous. And yeah, I mean, but it's pretty flat and it's pretty boring, and it all starts to look fairly similar.
Northern
just did that
California
drive.
was my favorite.
When it was pouring rain and we were going through the
The
redwoods
redwoods.
or the
And then up through, yeah, up
that
into
into
Oregon, and
Eugene. Yeah, it
was
was
a
really
good route there.
another really beautiful route was the Chesapeake Bay area when we go down to North Carolina. We were down there in the spring one time when Brady ate some barbecue and got really ill,
That's so
and he
sick.
blamed it on the barbecue, but I think it was some other
It's
things
because I didn't eat anything and I
because
ingested
you didn't
a lot
eat.
of whiskey, and then I had lemon bars at the end of the night. They gave us lemon bars at the gig. And then I was like, oh man, the barbecue made me sick. Did you guys get sick? Everybody's like, no.
Because you didn't eat anything for 36 hours except lemon bars and a banana, and then you ate a big barbecue sandwich.
But that was beautiful. I was so sick in the back, and you were driving, I think, Josh, and it was
Yeah.
raining or whatever. And then I woke up and I looked out the window, and all those cherry blossoms or whatever those
Yeah,
trees were
I
just
remember that.
blooming, and it looked like Japan. I was like, it was
Yeah,
so beautiful.
yeah, yeah. We could talk about, yeah, we'll put that on the docket for the next one. We'll talk about some of our favorite drives, but I got to wrap it up. I got somewhere to be.
Ditto.
I got to get the kids that piano lesson,
Oh,
you know.
There you go.
Maybe I'll be driving her band van someday. You know, maybe she'll let the old
Dad.
dadder take the van.
Whatever, man. She'll be at the age where they'll be like all robotic drivers, and she'll be like, I can't believe you guys
No,
drove. How dangerous was that? You guys are
that's what they
crazy.
keep saying. I'm all
But
for it. The way people drive out there, bring it on.
it's crazy. Oh my
Couldn't be
gosh.
any worse than what we already have. Oh, Brady's blown up.
Sorry,
Must,
I don't know why that happened.
it's all good, man.
Should I buy a PRS Silver Sky SE? There's a good one on sale. I think have you guys played those?
is that a video game?
I've never I've never really played a PRS, to be honest. I've always been a Fender Gibson guy, so
Yeah.
you do you,
Well,
man. I mean,
we can
what's the
talk
worst
about
that's
the
gonna
next one.
happen? You have to play a new guitar for a while, and
And I gotta sell it. Yeah, I guess if it's lame.
no, yeah, do it. If not now, when? You know, Brady, we're
Like that's what I
middle
needed
aged
here.
is the
That's
time
what I need.
to amass a ridiculous guitar collection, I feel like.
Yeah. There's one great story. Jackson Brown was asked, like, hey, how many guitars do you have? And then he just goes, well, to be honest, I have no idea.
That's where you want to be. That's
That's
when
where
you
you
know
want to
you've
be.
made it. Yeah. Well, it's been fun chatting with you guys today. Thanks for
Thanks for
taking the
putting this
time.
together, Josh.
Of course, we'll try to do it again next month, depending on people's schedules. But yeah, leave us a comment. Go pre-save our new tune coming out this Friday. Better in the summer. It's a jam. It's a summer. It's a summer jam. It's a little bit different from the regular Step Rocket stuff. It's a little more rock, I would say. A little more
Step
rockin'.
Rockets.
It's a little more on the rock, and a little less on the step. So
Nice.
always fun hanging with you guys. Thanks so much for coming today. We'll
Thanks for everybody for listening to the track.
yep.
Totally.